If you were sitting in my shoes, you'd understand why I'm going to say this. I feel so sorry for every person in the whole world that doesn't have faith in me and doesn't believe in what I'm saying. And you know the most unbelievable thing is, if you take a look at 6 videos I just made this morning, right? 5 of them are for 10 minutes. One's for 20 minutes about oxygen. If you listen to what I say in these videos alone, if you bother to study every single thing I bring to your information, right? Listen to what I say with the top biologists and scientists in the world. Listen to what's on mainstream media. Listen to these things about COVID-19 and zombie viruses. Listen to it and do the education yourself. Put the pieces together. I'm going to tell you something that's very dramatic about the Havana syndrome and people being vaccinated and dropping and losing their natural medicines and ending up in hospital and can't function. Some die, but many don't. They end up in hospital and can't move. They usually have natural medicines. They can't function. Like they have amnesia, or like they're in a hypnotized state, or like they have bad vertigo or concussion. That's on every peer report in Havana virus, body snatching virus with all the peer reports to back it up, and the zombie virus, written on every document in the world in COVID-19. On these documents, on most government countries in the world, it shows they expect the world to be depopulated by 50 to 70% in the whole Western civilization by 2025. By 2025, and it says the indigenous people in third world countries would only lose 5 to 7% because they can think instinctively. They don't think mentally and psychologically like the Western civilization does, who all die from stress-related disease every day and take drugs to numb themselves because they can't cope. 99% of people can't deal with reality and truth and turn a blind eye. No one believes in me. But you know what? What I find more astonishing than this is that I can see that syndrome works in every person in the world, every media system, every social media platform, every single human in the whole world. I can see everyone's in the same syndrome. Because if you look at my last video alone, worldwide warning, you listen to this information for 10 minutes, you realize something profounding. There isn't one doctor, scientist, media system, or government or politician anywhere in the world, not one person from any biblical stuff neither, or any spiritual person in the world chosen, talking about this. Yet, if you study every word that I'm giving you just in this morning's lesson alone, everything from beginning to end, if you really do the research, the smartest, most intelligent person in the world to the most dumbest person in the world, right, to the most stupid person in the world, can all see every piece I put together. And when you put the pieces together like I do in Metathor, you see it's exactly the same things that I educate you here with and the things I warn you about. And there isn't one human being on earth exposing this correctly because they're all confused about it. Every person in the world is confused about this. Or is it because they can't handle the truth, can't face it, can't deal with it? Is it because they'd rather live in their own truth? Is it because they just want to be egotistical and make a name for themselves? Tell me, what is it? Do you want to explain what it is? Why there's not one person in the whole world reporting the information I am? Why is there not one person putting every piece together like I am? Why isn't there one? Why isn't there one person in the whole world telling you this? How come I'm the biggest mastermind in the world being suppressed the most by the system? How come somebody knows and don't want you to know and no one else does? Do you ever stop and think about this? Because someone knows everything about me and oppresses me, and NSA is watching me like a hawk. I was put in a 747 with 55 officers by Interpol, being watched every day of my life. So when you understand I'm bringing information that's so confusing around the whole world that no one can work it out, perhaps you should understand why I feel very sorry for you. Why I feel very sorry for every single one of you out there that doesn't have faith in me and the things I bring information to you about. Because no one in the Western civilization does. No pastor, no priest, no spiritual person, no bureaucratic system, no scientist, no professor, no idiot on social media platform. They're all in the same mindset where they only believe in their own truth And they only believe in their own truth and the mindset they live in, trapped inside their mind. No one can see this. No one can use any basic common sense to think outside the mind with their natural because to see what I'm seeing here. Yet every single one of these things and information I bring to you is fully recorded with evidence and reported in 96 countries in the world and reported by Jeremy McGivers, the top bowlers in the whole world. And no one's paying attention at all. No one is paying attention. Only a tiny handful of people that follows me, practice what I preach and discover the truth so that no weapon formed against them can prosper, so that nothing can hurt them ever again with any delusional behavior, and they cannot be deceived in any way, shape or form. They're free from that when they stick their head through the light at the end of the tunnel. And no one believes in me because they're stuck in the tunnel, aren't they? They're stuck in that tunnel where they think they know better than everyone with their egotism, right? And their judgmental behavior and their selfish, egotistical, competitive behavior. And everyone's in the same syndrome, aren't they? They all know better to conquer, debate and divide with their mental behavior. You know, atheism is egotism, it's mentalism, it's socialism, it's feminism, and it's communism. And it's the 5 cents in the 5 cents world that you think with a high IQ that only makes you good at what you do, but not intelligent. And no one believes in that. You're like a robot to fact check Google yourself whenever I tell you something. So you think about it yourself critically, and then the voice tells you not to believe in me. So you believe in the voice in your mind that's trapping you in that mindset you live in, like everybody else is trapped in the whole world. And that's reported by 15,000 top scientists that says that are controlled by this. Now 40,000 science professors are saying they're controlled by this mechanism. And they all suffer the human condition in their mind and listen to the wrong voice. They've all admitted to this. That we've been designed like this in reverse psychology. And if we think outside the mind with an attic and maskers, our placebo effect is 10 times more powerful than reality. So get out of your reality. Get out of your reality, as reported by Jeremy McGivers, the top bowlers in the whole world, and Bruce Lipton. Cellular started research that gives you this education. They won a Nobel Prize for this. When I was won a breathing program, 27 Guinness Book Records for superhuman abilities, he's won a Nobel Prize for this. And it's the only cure in humanity, for God's sake. It's the only solution in the whole world. And 99.9% of Western civilizations are putting this. Oh, no, me, I'm awake. What kind of morons are in this world? What kind of idiots do we have? Godless and mild creatures all over the earth, every single one of them? Can it be true? Can it be possible that every human being on earth is a godless and mild creature, no matter what they say, because their action speaks louder than the words? They're not in the image, and they don't even want to restore back in their primal state. They don't even want to be in the image, because they think they know better psychologically and mentally, so they're trapped in the mind. And the voice of the mind is ultimately something declared by Jeremy McGivers, and they keep thinking the same way. They can't think outside the mind. It takes 7 years to dedicate yourself to think outside the mind. That means you've got to practice. You've got to seriously practice. You can't just listen to more information, more critical thinking, and come to your own conclusion in every single decision you make. To master your mind is so the mind's not being mastered by the voice in your mind, by a psychological belief system, by a mental belief system, with an egotism, conquer, debate, and divide, and I know better than everyone. Living in your own truth in some sort of comfort zone, your own bubble. Do you think that's what it's about? They tell you in the timeline 1, timeline 2 in the Looking Glass. They tell you in so many platforms you've got no idea. They're told in the Book of Creation. They're told in the Enoch and the Bible. They're telling you to your face. They're telling it to your face without you even realizing it. And 99% of people, no, I'm away. I know even God's working with me. You're liars. Because you know why? You're in a syndrome. In a massive delusion in a Hollywood spin where you create a character and you think of something special in that character, and that's not who you are. You don't even know who you are when you have amnesia. And you've got to break free from amnesia. It's to be reborn, it's to be rebirthed. The light bulb idea, the vision that tells you 1,000 words, where you see that dimension that is perfect, no more pain, stress, and fear. In a time where time stands still and life preserves. And it's perfect. No more pain, stress, and fear. The liberation is sensational. Do you know what you're missing out on here? Because believe me, when no one can even talk about this, I know the whole world's stuck in the syndrome. And I feel sorry for everybody that doesn't have faith in me, because I'm the only person in the whole world coming with this information. And those that listen and practice what I preach, they find real freedom and they find their liberation and know how God works. And it's not like you think, it's different. Jesus warned you that. It's not like you think, it's very different. Pay attention, guys. If you really love yourself, Learn how to.